Lena?
Well, dear ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Unicorn Battle Middle East and Africa. My name is Lena Evtushenko. I'm head of Startup Battle, Unicorn Battle Asia. Sorry. So also let me introduce my beautiful colleague and a further CEO of Unicorn.Events. Anna, the stage is yours.
Hi, Lena. Hi, everyone. And I'm very glad to be in a sunny region of Middle East and Africa today. And welcome to the Unicorn.Events, the world's largest startup pitch contest. We are doing this right now in the Middle East and Africa, as I said, and the winner of today's battle will join us for the Unicorn Cup, which is World Finals. And all our events are happening thanks to our sponsors, Network VC, our platinum sponsor, Silicon Valley Syndicate Club, our golden sponsor, and Startup Inc., our silver sponsor. All our contestants that you had witnessed them winning unicorn battles will meet again at the grand finale of the Unicorn.Events, which is called Unicorn Cup. Mark the date in your calendar. It will be one-day event. Great happening, top judges, top investors, the best startups from everywhere will be there. And we will know who will present the region of Middle East and Africa today, because the winner can be only one. And our Unicorn.Events is a great event, online pitch contest that is going on since 2009. We have done a really great number of the events all over the world, doing them in all countries of the world. And our network keeps growing because we are doing really good job matching great startups with wonderful investors. Just look at the numbers. Our startups already fundraised more than 300 million and are happy with the investors we invite to our events. Our VC community keeps constantly growing. Our angel network keeps constantly growing. So please be part of this great happening. And even more, starting this year, we are doing unicorn pitches. Is the events we organize together with our partners in all small and big ecosystems around the world. So if you are not still doing for some unknown reason unicorn events with us in your city, in your region, in your country, please contact me directly and we'll talk about it. Let's do business together and help local startups to meet investors all over the world. And not to miss any unicorns, please sign up to our YouTube channel. Help startups all over the world to be successful, because there at our YouTube channels, you will see the best startup speech in live. You will meet the insights from the top investors. You will see all the life hacks from founders to founders and many useful information that is all in one place. And who we are. We are a smart ecosystem that provides an enormous number of solutions in the field of innovations and startups. And we are called Startup Network because Startup Network is the heart of our system and a marketplace for businesses, for startups, for service providers, for investors. They match, they meet each other. And Startup Inc. is a special onboarding platform for the investors with the small checks that get an access to exclusive deals with experienced VCs. Unicorn.Events, you know it already, it's the largest global pitch competition for startups that have a potential to become unicorns. VC House is a closed online community and network created exclusively for the VCs, where they can exchange deals they participate in as a lead investor. And Network Investments is a meeting point for investment banks, startups, and brokers. Silicon Valley Syndicate Club is a special structure that allows business angels to invest into the best startups with small checks through syndicate deals. And to top it all, Network VC is our seed fund and main center of our venture activities. So that was all from my side. And I would like to pass the floor to our great hostess for today, Lena and Kate. Girls.
Thank you, Anna. Thank you. I'm glad to hold on the fall edition of our Unicorn Cup with this MENA battle. Hope it will surprise all of us with the great ideas and disruptive technologies. And for sure, as in any big business, we could not handle it without the help of our loyal and new friends. Today, they represent many countries, so please meet our partners. First of all, PakTech Hub from Pakistan, Microsoft for startups from the Middle East region, China Accelerator, Startup Grind Fukuoka from Japan, of course, and we're also happy to see on board our business partner online marketplace for freelance services named as Fiverr, and of course the greatest community partner from India, 100 Open Startups. And by the way, I need to mention that the top 3 startups from this unicorn battle will be eligible for the participation of the Open Innovation Week, where world corporations meet startups, founders, and their innovations. So don't switch till the end, and especially now when we will represent our official judges. Am I right, Lena?
Sure, Kate. First of all, we would like to introduce our special category of judges. It's official judges. Am I right, Anna?
Yes, sure, Lena, you are absolutely right, because official judges, they represent not only the VC fund, or the structure that they are head of, but also the country or the community that they take part in. So, and let me start with Alexander Soroka, who is CEO and founder of Startup Network, who represents global ecosystem of Startup Network. Hi, Alexander, how are you today? And please tell us, what are you looking for in this Middle East and Africa region today?
And hello everybody, and as organizer of this event, I of course happy to see so many familiar faces and new faces. And as a fund, we usually invest up to $1 million US. We are geographically agnostic and industry agnostic. We prefer to invest in late seed, round A, round B stages. Thank you very much.
Welcome on board, Alexander. Hope you find some great deals today. And let me represent the official judge from Turkey, Mr. Kvilicim Jayli, managing partner at Pareto Ventures. Hi, Kvilicim.
Hi, Anna. Thanks for the great spelling about my name. It's very hard to say normally.
I was practicing. So, Lena is a great teacher.
Yeah, I know. Thanks for having me and giving me the opportunity to represent not only the Pareto Ventures, but the Turkish startup ecosystem. There are great companies here today. And our winner of the Unicorn Battle Turkey Lake, which Pareto Venture hosted last month, is also here among the startups. So what Pareto Ventures do in Turkey, we are based in Ankara. We invest in early growth potential startups, usually between ticket sizes of 25 to 100K US dollars. We look for momentum, traction, and if possibly some revenue is a plus. And also we are seeking for exponential growth potential while we are investing in startups. So good luck to everyone. It's great to be here again.
Great to have you with us, Kvilicim.
Thanks.
And please meet official judge representing Egypt, Albert Malati. He's managing director at Flat 6 Labs, Cairo Seed Program. Hi, Albert. Albert, I know you're with us. I heard you. Girls, can you help Albert?
Hi, hello.
Hello, great to see you.
Great to see you, and thank you for organizing this, and thank you for letting me represent Egypt and the organization Flat 6 Labs. So Flat 6 Labs, we're a seed stage investor and a seed stage program. So we invest in technology-enabled startups and take them through a growth program over the course of 4 months. We're currently present across the Middle East in multiple locations and growing. And for me, I'm really interested to see the startup to present today and how the different markets have commonality with the Egyptian market.
Okay, welcome, Albert. Thank you for being with us today. And please meet official judge representing South Africa region, Sanville Moses. He's CEO at Waymaker Ventures SA. Hi, Sanville.
Hi, Anna. How are you?
Pretty good. Great to see you.
Yeah, no, it's been a while. So my name is Samuel Moses. I'm based out in South Africa, Cape Town, a lovely city. So I manage 2 funds, which we work with a local bank as well as an international bank, where we help VCs, startups, companies that's well established, that's making over 4 or 5 million in terms of unlocking funding. So we also help companies that are already registered, that has an IPO on the various stock exchanges to unlock funding within their space they're operating. But our focus is purely South Africa entrepreneurs as well as Africa. So we help fintech companies getting into the financial space, as well as companies in the retail space online. But that's one of the biggest areas that's been tapped into in South Africa and Africa. So yeah, we're here to look at opportunities where we can link those entrepreneurs to our pool of investors and part of our network, as well as the funding that we have access to help them to grow and expand their footprint in the global market as well as in Africa. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing this great companies that's pitching today and see what we can do as Waymaker Ventures.
Wonderful. Welcome. Lena, I know that besides official judges, we have a wonderful expert board today, right?
Sure, Anna, sure. And before we'll start the pitch competition, please greet our honor expert board judges who volunteered the valuable time to our event today. Dear judges, please introduce yourself and funds you represent shortly for 1 minute, pointing out industry, check size, state, and geographical location of startups you invest in. So to present yourself and your fund, please press raise hand. Gary, the stage is yours.
No, it's great to be here, and it's great to see some familiar faces. My name's Gary Fowler. I'm a serial entrepreneur and investor. Love artificial intelligence and quantum. I've been doing technology companies in Silicon Valley for over 30 years. I've been involved in 2 unicorns. I was on the original management team at Click Software, which was sold to Salesforce for $1.35 billion, and also Eva.ai. I am the CEO, president, and co-founder of GST Get Shit Done Venture Studios, a premier AI and quantum venture studio located in Palo Alto, California. We're in 38 countries now. Also do a lot of speaking. Tomorrow I'll be speaking with Steve Wozniak at the summit in Prague. In fact, I'll be in Mina at the Rise Up Summit as a keynote November 25th. So if anybody's around, we love acceleration. We love taking companies global. We use Silicon Valley as a port, and I love to hear from you. Thank you so much. And they're doing a great job here at the Unicorn Battle. Thank you.
Thank you, Gary. Great to have you with us today. And Mr. Ahmed Berker, the stage is yours.
Hello, thank you very much. It is very nice to be here again. My name is Ahmet Argun. I am the managing director of Lima Ventures. Lima Ventures is located in Turkey, in Istanbul, and in Holland, in Amsterdam. We are investing in early startups. We have 12 startups in our portfolio at the time being, and we are establishing a second home at the moment. Thank you and good luck to all.
Thank you, Mr. Ahmed. Welcome. So, Mr. Nurul Naim.
Thanks, Anna. I hope this will be a great session again today. So congratulations to all the participants who are presenting their pitch today, and my best wishes. I work for SIF. We invest in the emerging markets, mainly impact investments worldwide. Thank you.
Thank you and welcome. Mr. Burak Günser.
Hi, Elena, Anna.
Hi.
Hello, everyone. My name is Burak from Istanbul. I'm managing partner from Boğaziçi Ventures. We have two active funds. One of them is BV Growth, which supports growth stage startups. Our ticket size is between $500,000 to $3 million. Some of our focus areas are mobile gaming, fintech, blockchain tech, and AI. Our second fund is BVB, which is a venture builder studio that invests around 40 to 50% into venture and became an operating co-founder within the startup. Thank you for this great organization.
Thank you. Welcome, Burak. So guys, who would like to be the next one, please raise your hand.
Well,
Yes, please, Tarek.
hi.
Hi,
Elena.
Tarek.
I'll just give a quick introduction. Hello back, everyone. Basically, I represent the Lab Holding here in Dubai. We're a DIFC-based company. We do early stage investment through our investor studio, specifically in F&B and food tech industry. And our geographical coverage is UAE and GCC strictly. And we also run a startup studio internally along with our investments. Thank you.
Thank you, Tarek. Welcome. Aisha Salim.
Hi, so I represent Laxon Investments. We are based in Pakistan, but while most of our investments are local, we're also very interested in investing in the region. There's great opportunities. We invest in seed to early stage rounds. And yeah, we're very excited to look at some interesting deals today. And yeah.
Thank you, Aisha. Welcome. Yes, please, guys, who would like to be the next one? Please raise your hand.
I can cover this from India. Hi.
Sure, Vikrant.
So this is Vikrant Varshney. I represent an early stage fund, Succeed Innovation. We are a early stage fund, a $15 million. We have recently started this fund. We had an earlier fund and venture partner activities going on. We've done a little over 50 investments so far. This fund is purely focused on deep tech. We do 6 sectors are part of our theme, and we take investments from $100K to $1 million. We have been primarily focusing on the India story, but we have now started to go global, and that's why we are partnering with Unicorn to keep looking for good companies as a part of this process. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Vikrant. Welcome. So, next one, please. Yes, please, guys.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
Hi, my name is Crazy John, aka John Koja Morioka from Japan. I cannot see my face on this actually nice flyer. You guys missing Crazy John.
Welcome, John.
No problems. So I represent Startup Grind Fukuoka, which is from Silicon Valley, and also being advisor for VCs and closely working with CVCs and large corporations in Japan. We love to welcome crazy next unicorns to Japan. We love to invest in deep tech and medtech startups from around the world, and also official columnist of Forbes Japan. So if you have interesting stories, VCs, angels, startups, always feel free to reach out to me on LinkedIn. I love to interview you guys and make you famous in Japan and around the world. So let's change the world. Best luck to all unicorns.
Thank you, John. Great to have you with us today. So, Mr. Oscar Ramos, the stage is yours.
Hello, Lena and team. Great to be here and joining a lot of other judges that have been traveling around the world with these unicorn battles that are very specific unicorn battles that you're organizing. So my name is Oscar Ramos. I'm a partner in a global VC fund called AS2 Systems Ltd. We have $1 billion under management, and we're very active in terms of early stage investments. We don't have a geographic focus, but we are really literally investing everywhere in the world, and we're very excited because this year we started to make our initial investments in Africa. So we just made 6 investments in Africa, and we're looking forward to work with more entrepreneurs in the MENA region. So we invest in companies in the seed and seed pre-A type of stage, mostly software. Particularly in my case, I'm mostly interested in enterprise software, but we can also look at consumer. And yeah, no industry specific focus, although we don't do anything that is like betting or something that might not be really good for the environment. So looking forward to learn more about the companies and to also meet some other interesting judges for potential opportunities of collaboration.
Thank you very much, Oscar. So guys, anybody else? Yes, please. Okay, so let's continue. And before we will start the hottest part of our event today, Unicorn Pitches, let me explain you how we will vote today for our startups. So, dear judges, to start voting, you have just to click the link you have got on mail, and you will be redirected to the event page. You have to scroll the page to the startup section, and you will see the logos and marks beneath. You have to put marks depending on investment potential from 1 to 5, where 5 is the highest mark and 1 is the lowest. So pay attention that you have just put marks without any confirmation buttons, and you could change marks before the voting will be closed. If you will need some help, please let us know in chat. Our team will support you. Thank you so much. That's all from my side. Kate?
Thank you, Lena. I just add a few words about our rules. And now each founder will have only 3 minutes for pitching and 3 minutes for Q&A session. I'm sorry I will be interrupting you, so do not be offended at me. And also note that we advise not to mention any fundraising out loud because we are streaming and broadcasting all over the world, and some countries may have restrictions in this regard. Instead, you can use private or public chat here on Zoom, or just contact our judges personally on LinkedIn or by mail. So let's not waste time. Please meet our first startup, Mediaa Ads from Turkey, who was also our winner of the Unicorn Pitches Turkey. That was held on September 2nd. Please, if you are ready, share your screen and introduce yourself.
Hello, everybody.
Hi.
Hi.
Here together with Michel. He's already starting to share the screen.
Hello, everybody. Thank you.
Hi.
Yeah, nice to be here. So I would say, let's jump right into it, right?
Yeah, your 3 minutes starts now.
Okay, so we revolutionized out-of-home advertisement with the power of data by placing ad screens in the back of vehicles. Now, what sounds so easy to understand is actually a whole ecosystem working in the background. And we have been able to build a lot of traction to the point of now. We got the exclusive rights to equip 17,395 taxis in Istanbul. We're talking about a city where 1.4 million people daily use the taxi as a means of transport. And we've also been able to build a lot of traction now for our launch, because we're launching now with the first 100 screens. And for that, we partnered up with some big agencies like Group M, Dentsu, Publicis Group. And we also got our first customers like Visa and Coca-Cola. So coming to the data part. Can I next here? Okay, so basically there are 2 things that differentiate us from the out-of-home market. First of all, data. We're able to track and collect a lot of data. So everything that's happening on the screen is showed on the screen, or where it is, everything we can track that. That's the first point. So we also know exactly how many people actually saw the advertisement. And the second thing is interaction. So we have the possibility to let people actually interact with advertisement and get like a whole new experience. For example, with scanning QR codes that you can see holograms, testing a watch in the car, or have the whole car branded suddenly in Coca-Cola and stuff like that. So we build like new options, new opportunities for brands to make a new experience that people can also get, another side, another way of advertisement of their brand. And I would like to give the word here to Michel.
Thank you very much, Joshua. I would like to talk about the expansion. Sorry, the slides are a little bit moving slow. Let's go here. So here you see the map. On this map, you see the huge opportunity that lies around the world. As Joshua already said, we made a smart move and made an exclusive agreement with the Taxi Chamber of Istanbul to secure our first launch market. We have a pretty iconic startup advisory team, which is specialized in strategy, product development, and fundraising. Here on the financial USP side, you see the business model is highly profitable. The revenue target per screen per day is $6, whereby the costs per screen per day are $1. So even if we would earn a little bit less money as we expand aggressively, we are still profitable. To install one screen costs around $350 to $500. And the screen is amortized within 2.5 to 4 months. So the financials the basics are very good. We are working together, as I said, with some of iconic advisors. Here we have Randy Adams on the fundraising side, connecting us to Silicon Valley, and his view on his team as he worked very closely with us together. So if you have any questions, please tell us now.
Yeah, throw them at us.
Okay. So, dear judges, let's start. Albert.
Hi, thank you very much for the presentation. Very interesting. So I had a couple of questions because I have a very similar company in my portfolio. So in terms of impressions, how do you measure impressions? And based on the city that you're operating in, how many impressions would one screen have if it ran for an hour, 2 hours, 3 hours?
Okay, so we measure it by using the camera of the tablet. We're not making pictures, we're not videoing it, but we're using a kind of the sensor like you use it in your phone, when you know the frame that comes around you when you use the phone. So every time that somebody actually gets in front of the screen, then the loop starts. So we just get impressions when people are actually sitting in front of the screen. Talking about how many impressions per day, we got like the numbers of the taxi chamber. So in Istanbul, there are like 80 passengers per day using the taxi. That's like the average, with an average time of 15 minutes per ride. But the exact data, we will surely measure now that we go to the market.
Okay, thank you. Another question, how did you come up with the $6 revenue per day per screen?
So basically in Istanbul, a billboard, to rent one billboard per day is $30. So much higher than we like that it costs for us. One brand on our platform has to pay around $1 for one screen per day. So we came up that the perfect loop, the mix between content and advertising, is with 8 brands on it. So this is actually our first launch loop, and the estimations are around $6.
Excellent. And my final question, just to give others a chance to ask, are there any legal or regulatory hurdles for you to advertise within vehicles in Turkey?
Yes, to go to the next step, we're actually planning to expand that we don't just have like when somebody's sitting in front of the screens or not, but we also want to do emotion detection, emotion recognition, detection. And for that, we're actually already partnering up with some interesting companies. So looking at how we can get this data that is GDPR conformed, there are technologies that we use that we can use that make a fake face, like a second image of your face, that hold the data points that we want to collect, but you don't see that it's me, for example. And like that, we can work with the cloud. Otherwise, that's like a challenge to be able to collect this data GDPR conform, but we already got like 2 interesting partners for that part.
Thank you very much. Well done.
You're welcome.
Thank you, Albert. Mr. Omar.
Hey guys, great idea. I've been looking at a couple of companies like this in Pakistan as well. My background includes a stint as a CEO of Starcom. Sorry, can you guys hear me?
Yes.
Yes, we can.
Sure.
Okay, so I've worked as the CEO of Starcom, one of the competitors to the other group that I shall not name. I would love to connect with you guys. If you could reach out to me on LinkedIn, and let's set up some follow-up conversations, please.
Definitely. Thank you, Omar.
Thank you.
Thank you. So me, Radhanar. Hello. Okay, Mr. Oscar.
Yep. So I'm very familiar with that model. I'm not sure if you saw it in China, but that model used to be very, very popular. And right now it's not that popular anymore because basically everybody is connected with their phone. So like 10, 12 years ago, it was very popular in China, but now it's not more. It's not anymore. So my question is like, how are you expecting to drive the attention? So people prefers to check at the screen instead of checking their phone.
First of all, we're already in a really good environment. As you can imagine, you're in a taxi, you're in a calm environment with less disruption than in the telephone field. And second, we want to use the screen and the mobile phone to make kind of a bridge. So we want to connect it. We have possibilities in the future to do mini games that you manage over your phone, QR codes that you use over your phone, landing page that you use over your phone, quiz that you could make answers over your phone. So we use it as a bridge to make it actually a whole new experience. So we combine this. And I think it's important here to be innovative. And we also got really strong advisors in that part, talking about Thierry Kneisel and Hannes Burkhalter, which are actually lean startups specialists. So that's an important part to always get the feedback of the market and not stand still like a lot of others do. So we need to constantly innovate, develop, and see what the customer wants and what gets his attention. How can we make it more fun for the customer that he wants to get in taxi and enjoys the ride?
How many screens do you have in the market right now?
We're installing the first 100 right now, actually.
Okay.
15 just installed yesterday.
Thank you, guys. Thank you for great speech. And Kate, let's continue, please.
Yeah, thanks. Time is over. Next one is Datacultr. Neil?
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. Can you see my screen?
Yeah, full screen. And let's start. Good luck.
Thank you. Good afternoon, everyone. Datacultr is a data-driven debt collections and risk mitigation platform that drives collection efficiencies, reduces delinquency and NPAs for our financial institution clients that are specifically focused on the new to credit. New to credit, of course, is a huge opportunity, but there are inherent challenges of high perceived risk because these people lack credit scores and lack credible documentation. And the other big challenges around collections, which becomes tough and expensive owing to language challenges, literacy challenges, and the traditional means and channels of collections become ineffective for this segment. That's why Datacultr comes in. We aid credit decisioning by effectively mitigating risk, which we do by collateralizing the borrower's smartphones which are livelihood and access enablers and a critical asset for these customers. And once the loan is approved and given out, throughout the tenure of the loan, we ensure that the repayments are happening on time. And that is done via our ML-driven engagement models that are built to provide segmented communication plans that are continuously optimizing for results like on-time payments, reduction in defaults and NPAs. Our third pillar is where we digitize and automate the entire communication stack as well as digitize collection processes as well. Some of the ways in which we automate and digitize include a simulated call, which essentially takes care of the entire call center infrastructure that costs a lot but is ineffective. There are multiple messaging formats like the pure simple text message to a video format, and there are multiple calls to action to ensure that the engagement is very effective. We're also digitizing collection processes like promise to pay and set up auto pay. In case the customers miss their payments, there are digital nudges available on the platform that ensure that the payments are made quickly. So these nudges include a wallpaper reminder, which acts as the constant reminder that Neil, yesterday was your due date, you've probably forgotten to please pay. And we see almost 70-72% people pay within 3 to 4 days of just putting up this wallpaper. But if they still don't make those payments, there are other actions that come into play, like blocking certain applications or certain features on the device to ultimately locking the entire device. We've been live for 20 months, over 300,000 loans secured on the platform, around 37 $27 million of loan value secured, and our clients are seeing results. Our clients see their first month defaults coming down by 25%. The NPAs are coming down by 67%. Cost of collections is coming down, and the loan approval in this segment is going up. Our clients specifically also see improvement in their debt collections by a factor of 4 versus the traditional methods. So, once they start using Datacultr, the collections improve by 4x. That's our traction. We're live in Africa, South Asia, Southeast Asia, as well as LATAM. Our current MRR is around USD 100K. We won a few awards, the latest being the Inclusive FinTech 50 Award. We're also ranked amongst the top risk mitigation and collections management platforms in UAE and Middle East. Our investors include Dubai FinTech Ventures, which is a consortium of Visa, Mastercard, and DIFC. We also have investments from SeedStars. Sujoy and I started Datacultr around 3 years back, but we know each other for almost 15 years. This is our second startup together. Datacultr, as we speak, is 35 full-time employees with offices in Singapore, Delhi, and Dubai. Our advisors, again, come from the ecosystem, understand this space well, and are helping us on various aspects. Thank you.
Thank you, Neil. Thank you for great speech. And it's time for Q&A. Dear judges. Alexander, your question, please.
Now we see a lot of similar solutions. Yeah, and so can you please tell us more about what is so different about your solution?
Right. So what basically we're doing is trying to solve for 2 problems that banks face when it comes to new to credit. One is, in the absence of credit scores or a digital footprint, what else can the bank use to ensure that they can, give out those loans? Smartphone collateralization is one big way that we have identified that helps our clients give out those loans and mitigate their risk. So that's one. And what the focus is on Datacultr is to digitize the entire debt collections process, considering the size of loans is much smaller. We're talking about micro loans. We're talking about people who are less financially literate and very difficult to reach out to. So digital means are working well, and we've seen results coming out in the last 20 months. So that's where a lot of focus is at Datacultr, and we are kind of now expanding because a lot of clients are now requesting for a platform like ours.
Okay, but which data do you take from the smartphone?
We don't take any specific data from the smartphone. Our ML algos are built on the actual behavior on repayments. So the actions that we take, the messaging that's happening. So there's emphasis on messaging and the type of messaging and the communication that we're making, and the response that we're getting from the client over the messages as well as nudges that are available. And these data points are then used to build and improve our ML models.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Nurul.
Yeah, actually, same question as Alexander. Like, I was trying to understand the USP as you have explained, but on 2 ground, I was like assessing your service. One is how banks or the credit organization can be benefited from their KYC kind of thing, like if they have electronic eKYC kind of solutions for the customers, how they can be benefited. And number 2 is within their system, like they have physical officers to move and collect the debt, and recovery thing is very, often in times it is very difficult. So how actually you are helping on the loan recovery side?
Right. So one, we see a lot of these physical interventions on collections not really working out well, and the stark difference has come out during these COVID times when people are not able to physically meet and collect, and that's where banks are now coming up and opening up to technology like ours that is digitizing the entire stack for them. Not just processes, not just communication, but also on the collection side. While physical collection still remains, one important, collection point for countries in or for banks in countries like pretty much every emerging market, right? So that still remains. But the idea is here that, instead of people, randomly calling and reaching out to the customers proactively start to make those payments. Of course, there are also, online and app-based payment options that are coming up. But yeah, physical collection points will still remain for a long, long time, I believe.
Right, but I was trying to actually understand within your system or your app or your software, is there any benefit for the banks to get any early warning system or any early warning signal?
Yes, so there are a couple of things that we work on. So one, detect fraud or detect potential to fraud, also potential to default. So that's what the system is consistently looking for, behavioral cues that show that, okay, this time the customer may miss a payment and we may want to take an early action. So those are the trigger points that we're consistently looking for, and then those same triggers are sent back to the client to take whatever necessary action they're deeming.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you. Great pitch. Time is over. Next one is milenow.com. Mr. Ahmed, if you're ready.
Yes. Okay, I hope you start. Afternoon, everyone. I hope everyone is able to see my screen.
Yeah.
Wonderful. So Fawad Ahmed here, I'm representing Milenow. I'm the CTO. We are based out of Dubai as well as Pakistan. And basically we are an asset-less last mile delivery platform. And the emphasis on asset-less, meaning we don't hire any of our own drivers or vehicles in order to complete the deliveries. We are basically the tech stack that enables businesses who have their own in-house fleets, their own in-house drivers. So with that, I'll basically start the presentation. So traditionally, the delivery challenges are faced in the market with regards to lack of communication, live tracking, rescheduling, underutilized vehicles and fleets, etc. And what Mile basically has done is we have bridged the gap to enable and automate for a business, all of these functions with additions of payments, additions of scheduling, the proof of delivery, confirmations, returns and reverse logistics, etc., strategically designed for the enterprises. So we tend to focus on in-house deliveries versus the outsourced delivery model. Okay. So in terms of the addressable market, there is over a 1 billion addressable market right now, which is being complemented by these trends that we see. Consumers are less likely to go and spend more time in public places. You have fulfillment that needs to be done at a higher rate. And then there is a lack of personalization when it comes to outsourced deliveries. So although outsourced deliveries are taken, are on the rise, there is also a trend that we are seeing whereby a lot of the outsourced delivery companies are bringing the deliveries back in-house because of the fact that they would like to be more interactive with the customer. The overall growth for e-commerce, these are just some of the numbers with the market increase, the 39% growth in Q1 for e-commerce, and 1 out of every $5 spent was online. So this is over a 1 billion addressable market for Mile across a whole bunch of industries. So we are industry agnostic when it comes to deliveries, on-demand, courier, FMCG, logistics, e-commerce, etc. And when it comes to our solution, what we are basically, our vision is we are trying to be the most adopted delivery management platform. Me and my partner Shavar, we started the organization about 3 years ago. We are a team of about 10 people right now. All of the code is all built in-house, and we are now deployed cross-country, cross-market, and cross-industry. We are deployed in courier, cargo, water on demand, and many industries, and you can see the graph here. And we are deployed currently in 60 enterprises across 20 countries. So the solution is localized in the local languages. We have so far done 8 languages, and we are implemented in 20 countries, including US, Canada, KSA, all of GCC, and the others. So this is
Time is over. Thanks. You can click all other slides. And we
have a first question from Mr. Albert.
Hi, thank you very much for the presentation. I've worked with many logistics companies who are asset light. So what I'd like from you, just simply in like 10 to 20 seconds, walk me through the journey from start to end. So when a company books a delivery till the consumer, or the end user, or the end client actually gets the delivery. Just walk me through that process again, please, how it works.
So basically, we are a merchant portal and consumer app platform backed by, complemented by the rider app as well as the back office operations, which is all being done from a single point of a tech stack. So we are actually enabling businesses to go online, be digitized, and be able to take orders, as well as helping them to handle the operations.
Okay. So again, thank you very much for that. Could you walk me through the process?
Okay, so the process is, in terms of our sign up, a new business will sign up, let's say a courier company, and they have a 50 vehicle fleet. They would sign up with us and they go live in a matter of minutes. They have the logins, etc., available to start training their drivers and start doing deliveries. The orders start originating from multiple channels, either through a merchant portal or this business's own consumer app. So we are agnostic to any external OMS, warehouse management, etc. We connect, and we also offer them white labeled consumer facing apps as well as marketplace apps, which they can launch. We can launch them for them within a matter of a few hours.
Excellent. So understood. So it's a solution for operations and logistics.
Correct.
Excellent. Thank you very much.
Sure.
Thank you. Thank you for the question. Walid? Yes, please, your question.
Hi, this is Walid, managing partner for AS2 Ventures. My question is, you mentioned that there's a trend for getting in-source sort of operation instead of for many of the players. We have a couple of portfolio companies who are working on the space. We did not feel this trend. I don't know if there is any sort of statistics or stuff. For example, Souk.com, whom our portfolio company was serving some time back, they had their own fleet, but right now they're going into outsourcing. Talabat and then all this quick commerce, they're also going into outsourcing. So I don't know, this hypotheses have been built on specific statistics, or just you're feeling on the market?
We are actually customer driven. So we are basically, yes, it is built on statistics as well as what the customer in the market is asking us. And basically what we are finding is that a lot of the businesses who opted for outsourced deliveries tend to lack the personalized communication with the customer. If a delivery is getting delayed, or if the messaging or adjustment, etc., of the delivery needs to be updated, to go through a third party is an extra touch point, which can be avoided with having an in-house system. And there are huge brands, and I can talk to you offline about this if you like. There are huge brands who are now hiring right here in Dubai with 25 plus brands, which are hiring their in-house drivers to start doing deliveries internally rather than outsourcing. And I can share the examples with you offline if you like.
What about what about the economy? Sorry.
Hold on.
Sure. So the economy, I mean, in terms of the overall scaling of this, we are already doing countrywide implementations for companies who are adopting our solution. For example, we are right now implementing in Saudi with over 50 retail outlets and over 200 vehicle size fleets. So there are adoptions of our technology happening in 20 plus countries. So this is rapidly, taking place.
Thank you, Ahmed. Let's go ahead on chat because time is over. Great pitch. Congrats. Next one is Finyal Media, also from the UAE. Leila.
Yes, hello, hi.
Hi.
Share my screen.
Happy to see female founders on board today.
We're definitely a minority.
It's all a pleasure.
Okay, if you can see my screen, I'll start.
Yeah.
So hi, I'm Leila, and this is Finyal Media. So this is me and my two co-founders. Majid on the right is half Emirati and half German. Mashari on the left is half Saudi and half Kuwaiti. And there I am in the middle. I'm half British and half Palestinian. So you could say we all have a little bit of an identity crisis going on. But the thing is, we all desperately want to reconnect with our Arab roots. And yet the media that is supposed to represent us actually feels very disconnected from us. And 2 years ago, we realized something. We're not the only ones. There are young Arabs across the region who feel completely disillusioned with the mainstream Arabic media, to the extent that they barely consume TV and radio anymore. We have such a rich history in our region, but our stories are at risk of being lost because we're not keeping up with the times. And when you ask young Arabs what kind of content it is that they'd like to consume, the vast majority of them say they'd like to see more entertainment that's based on their own history and culture. And yet, in a region of 400 million people, we have barely 400 podcasts in our own language to speak of. So we set about changing that. We are a podcast network that provides immersive audio stories that are relevant and authentic for young Arab listeners. So we started by taking the classic stories like 1001 Nights or Duhqa and Sindbad and adapting them for a more contemporary audience. And these did really well. So then we moved to more original modern day drama series like The Basement and The Code. And these also performed really, really well. And today we have around 15 different shows in our network. And every time we finish a new season with around 94% episode completion rates, our listeners ask when the next episodes are coming out. We distribute our content across all major audio platforms who are desperately competing for localized original content. And we're just scratching the surface in terms of what can be done. So we believe that by 2025, there'll be around 60 million monthly podcast listeners in the MENA region, which will equate to around $500 million in market revenues. And we've already started tapping into this. So we currently monetize our content through a combination of advertising and sponsorship on our shows. We also custom create branded podcast series on behalf of companies that want to own their own podcasts. And most recently, we launched a subscription service where we offer early ad-free access to all of our content in collaboration with Apple. And the model seems to be working. So to date, we've had over 7.5 million downloads. In 2020 alone, we grew at an average monthly rate of 25%. Not only that, but we've also established successful partnerships with some of the biggest brands here in the UAE, starting with Unilever, Emirates NBD, Carrefour, and many more. And now is the time for us to start scaling up. So this means not only through production and churning out more of our ever popular hit series, but also by aggregating independent content from creators across the region. Monetization is also starting to be automated through things like programmatic advertising and our new subscription service. And all this with just a handful of people. We're 5 people that share a passion for bringing our region's stories to life. And if you share that passion, please join us on this journey.
Thank you. Have the first question from Alexander.
Leila, can you please tell us what is your traction today in terms of revenue, monthly revenue?
So this year we'll be at around $35,000 per month.
Okay, in the end of the year, yeah, is it correct?
Yeah.
Okay, and what is your growth rate today, month to month?
So last year it was around 25% month on month. This year we're looking at closer to 10% month on month.
Is it in terms of revenue or in terms of downloads?
That's in terms of downloads. The revenues are fluctuating every month because they're not consistent, right? Because we have some big deals and then we have smaller deals. So it's it's not consistent yet.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Alexander, for the question. Any questions else, guys? Yes, please. Okay, so Kate, let's continue, please.
Thank you, Lena. And next one is Kotani Pay from Africa. Brian.
Yes.
Nice
Can
to
you
meet
see
you.
my screen? Hello, can you see my screen?
Yeah, but it's too small as for me.
Share again.
What is the right pronunciation? Kotani Pay? Yeah. Or Kotani?
Kotani Pay. How about now?
I'm waiting.
Can you see my screen now?
Yeah, now it's okay. Yeah, let's start, please.
Okay. Hello, my name is Brian from Kotani Pay. So what we're building at Kotani Pay is a middleware technology for linking blockchain fintech companies to end users in Africa. Our team at Kotani Pay has a collective experience of 30 years working in fintech. And the problem that we're solving is a problem of access. So in Africa, 57% of the mobile users use feature phones. That means they don't have access to the internet, and therefore not able to access blockchain technologies and the benefits that it offers. So we've built Kotani Pay to be in the middle between these solutions and the end user. So the user simply dials a code such as *345#, then they're presented the menu and they're able to access the different services there. So our value proposition is that you don't need to have internet, you don't need to have a bank account, and our processing times are about 5 minutes. Our traction to date is we've processed close to $400,000, and we're looking to process $3 million by the end of this year. And we're also in line to process 56 million towards the end of 2022, according to the letters of intent that we have with our clients. Our use cases, so we've done a couple of pilots. So we've been able to off-ramp rewards that gig workers earn from different platforms. When they earn the earnings come in as stable coins, and they're able to use Kotani Pay to cash out to fiat in the mobile money wallets. Another use case we've done is we've been working with NGOs to support refugees who are receiving universal basic income. And through Kotani Pay, they're able to do that without their smartphones. And then whenever they receive the income, they're free to cash out to fiat. We've also worked with businesses that are earning lending through stablecoins, and we're able to help them cash out to fiat in their bank accounts. So Kotani Pay can do off-ramps to mobile money and also to bank accounts. So that is it. Thank you.
Thank you. Albert?
Thank you for the presentation. Very interesting concept, but I'd like to understand more who actually does the crypto transactions. So if I send the SMS, you do mobile billing for my fiat, and then who actually does the crypto transaction?
So the stack does it automatically. So I would be, for example, one of the refugees working with Kotani Pay. So if I do the claim, so I'll just dial a USSD code, then I'll get the menu. Then through that menu, I can choose, for example, withdraw cash. When I do that, the system automatically does that, and it's pushed to my mobile money wallet. And they only charge 2% fees when you're doing that cash out.
Okay, sorry, that wasn't my question. My question is more who does the crypto transaction?
So we're linked directly to the blockchain. So it's done automatically. Once you initiate the conversion, it just does that to your mobile money wallet.
How's it done automatically from a dumb phone?
So our APIs on one side have the USSD frontend, and on the back end, we are linked to the Silo blockchain technology and also a cloud provider. So that's how we're able to present that to a dumb phone.
Okay, which chain do you use?
So right now we're using Silo, but our solution is also blockchain agnostic.
Okay. All right,
Thank you. So dear judges, any other feedback? Kulje? Yes, please.
Thanks for the presentation. I'm wondering the revenue model. How do you generate revenue, and what is the MRR so far, if you have any?
Yeah, so our revenue model is that we charge 2% when you're drawing to your mobile money, and we also charge 1% if you're doing volumes above $100,000. Our MRR is at 300% at the moment.
Thanks.
Thank you for your question.
Thank you. Any other questions or feedback? Yes, please. Okay. So before we will continue, dear judges, please don't forget to vote for our startups. It's very, very important. If you have any problem with voting link, please let us know in chat. Thank you.
Thank you. Next one is BrandFace.
Hello, everyone. Greetings from Istanbul. My name is Rasim, and I am the co-founder and CEO of BrandFace. And today, I will give you the Uber of creating content. In 2020, social media advertising spend reached up to $99 billion with an increase of 6.6%. And the outcome is, please allow me to say, digital waste. While the digital marketing spending increased by a whopping 34%, the increase in actual clicks was just 3%, just 3. And you know why is that? Because we just want to skip ads. A study shows that we cannot even wait more than 2 seconds to tap that button. It's a very noisy, very crowded place, and grabbing the new generation attention is harder than ever. And to win their loyalty, we need to accept, embrace, and empower this generation. Otherwise, we will be missing out billions of dollars within this decade. In order to do that, please welcome BrandFace, a video platform where brands and the new generations get together to co-create authentic, real video. And we do this by crowdsourcing. It's a form of inclusive marketing, which is the feature of marketing, I must say. So how does it work? Brands simply launch a brief on our platform, and then our community take action, generate video, and upload to our application or from website. And then at the end of the campaign, we finalize the users with money as well as the products of those brands. It's a proven business model as we partner with tier ones, as we partner with SMEs and startups, all executed and reported successfully. We charge brands with the campaigns. It's in terms of reach counts and video count. And luckily, we had to manage to partner with Turkcell, is the leading telco company here in Turkey. And 5,000 of salesmen will now sell BrandFace across the whole country to the SMEs to the customers of Turkcell's current customers. I'm pleased to share our remarkable traction here. More than 10,000 users created and uploaded at least one video. Our revenue doubled each year from 2016, and we continue to grow. What we want to do, we want to be the API for creativity. We want brands to get their content from BrandFace community so they can distribute it across all marketing channels they have. And within 2 to 3 years, we want to reach more than $100 million of revenue. It's a race of better, faster, and cheaper, and we are here to take the lead. We are an open platform delivering branded content continuously, which allows us to reach diversified content so brands can distribute it to a variety of persona. And we have the potential to become a fully advertising platform instead of operating like an agency. New features coming up, so therefore the new revenue models, brand story wallets, and the AI obviously are the solutions we should offer. Please meet the C-levels of BrandFace. Personally, I injected $250K from day one. And Tufan is together with me, our CTO. He's got like 10 years of experience in the sector. And last year, we got an investment from the MENA region from a company called Cortec. Mahmoud, an ex-former Zain, an employee, and he's leading a software development company in India as well. In MENA, we are 50-50, and we want to develop by country in North Africa as well. The thing is, that's what we do. Those are the steps when we enter a market, and we can do this like in every country, as we have the experience here in Turkey and as well as in MENA as well. The rounds, I think I need to skip that. We want to, some say TikTok for marketing, some say the Uber of creating content. At the end of the day, we want to reshape advertising. Thank you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Rasim. Dear judges. You will do.
So thanks for the presentation. I just wanted to ask, what is the motivation or incentive for the watchers to watch the content created by the brands?
Well,
I think you are paying something, as far as I saw.
It's a sharing revenue. We share revenue with the creators. I mean, if you ask for 20 to 100 creators, they can create and upload videos based on the brief, and then it's an open platform, so everyone can join, create, and share their videos to get rewarded with money, as well as the products or the services of those brands.
Thanks.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah, great pitch, BrandFace.
Thank you.
And how long does it take to create the brand image?
I believe we support the brand awareness, as well as we collect ideas, videos, and lots of feedbacks from the content creators as well as the consumers. So I think that's what we deliver. I mean, as a brand, you get contents, you get feedbacks from your consumers. I mean, brands talk and talk and talk, but it's perceived very different by the consumer. So there's a lot of feedback going on for the brands, and they get to use that content across all marketing channels they have. So we are like a crowdsourced creative agency model.
Like, how much do customers have to pay?
You want to learn the amount? I mean, for SMEs, it's 5K to 10K. For tier ones, it's between 10 to 20,000. I'm talking about Turkish liras, by the way, for Turkey. For MENA and other countries, it differs.
Thank you, Kanka.
Cheers.
Şerefe.
Yeah.
Thanks, Rasim. Thanks, John, for questions. Let's move on. Next one is Duhqa Limited from Kenya. Victor.
Hi, everyone. If you're in Sub-Saharan Africa or in Africa, chances are you buy goods from what we call a Duhqa. It could be a kiosk. It could be a truck shop. Duhqa is leveraging on, or rather using technology to revolutionize this distribution management of fast-moving consumer goods. Now, when you look at the problem that you're trying to solve, is that Duhqa is sitting in the B2B space of manufactured goods that have been distributed, or rather needs to be distributed to the end consumer, that are moving through what we call the retailers. The retailers look something like this. When they're trying to source for these goods, it's not very easy for them. They can find the goods that they need. And even when they find the goods that they need, when it comes to logistics, when it comes to financing, it's a big issue. The manufacturer, on the other hand, struggle with what we call poor visibility. They don't know where the goods are, where the shops are located and who needs to buy what. And if they were to try and get to that space, then it becomes very complex. So the solution that we brought into place is technology, whereby on this one end, we have the retailer. On this other end, we have the fast moving consumer goods, which is the FMCG. Duhqa is the engine that sits in between them and helps with two things. One is that the retailer can be able to download an app, see the products that are listed with the manufacturers that you're working with, and either use a phone or a laptop, whatever works, hits the Duhqa engine, which then, after the analyzing of the data, it goes to the FMCG, and that data can be stored for further processing and further decision-making process in terms of what to produce and what quantities. On the other hand, we organize logistics of the goods from the fast-moving consumer goods companies all the way to the retailer. And when the retailer doesn't have enough money and they've worked with us for a considerable amount of time, what Duhqa does is that we can release financing to enable them to grow. So those becomes the embedded services that Duhqa is offering. It's a huge opportunity, 250 billion. And West Africa, of course, leads this, but we are also seeing other African markets that are really huge when it comes to this particular opportunity. Now, the question will be, what is the traction that we've created? So far, 8 months in, is that we've done $894,000. We are very happy in September because we get to cross the $1 million mark. We have 18 major manufacturers we're working with, 50 drivers we're working with, and we also have more than 20,000 deliveries that we've done so far to these small shops. We have a huge team that is behind the Duhqa products, very experienced, having worked in 31 markets collectively, with good experience from building tech to managing operations all the way to driving the business operations. So that's Duhqa, and I'm happy to take any questions that you may have.
Thank you, Victor. Mr. Johnson, Babatunde, your question?
Yes. Hi, Victor. Thanks for your presentation. Please, can you go back to the page with the traction?
No worries.
Oh, sorry, I have already stopped your pitch deck.
So my question really is, I just want to understand on the traction page, right? When you're talking about your revenue, so is that Duhqa's revenue itself, or is that the GMV for the platform? And the traction, the timelines, right? I can see January to August. So you only launched January this year, is that correct?
Yes, so we started creating so to answer, I think there are two questions. The first question is that's a gross revenue. So we have out of that 14% that we've made in terms of the net revenue. The second question is that we started generating revenue in 2021, and in 2020 we were building the product.
Okay, so the 900K is the GMV for the platform, while your revenue is just a small cut of that. Yes. And you're currently operating in Kenya. Is that safe to assume?
Yes, it is.
And I'm just curious, two quick questions so that I give other people the chance. What are the biggest challenges that you see to scale your business? And what's your go-to market to even get to 10x your current traction? Thank you.
Okay, so the biggest challenge that we see is then internet penetration, especially. So what we've done to curb that as a challenge is to have sales executives, which also answers your second question that goes door to door or shop to shop, onboarding these customers. And for those ones that don't have, can then have a peer ordering for them. So how we can create this traction more and more is to make sure that we are driving that acquisition aspect of it. So far it's been good, but we need to drive more regarding how the customers are downloading the app, the ones that have smartphones, and those ones that don't have, then we've created either a call center or a text option where they can send us a text to get to know their orders and deliver them.
Okay, thanks. Please get in touch. Thank you.
Okay.
Any other questions? Walid? Mr. Al-Bashir?
Hi, thank you for the nice pitch. And my question would, do you get involved into the delivery and the fulfillment, or is just the aggregation, pricing and making orders?
So we do. So what we have is that we have a riders app. We have one app in 3. So we differentiate you on the back, dependent on who you are, either a retailer, an admin, or a rider. We use 3 PLs or third-party logistics companies, but they use our app in terms of tracking who is delivering where. So we get involved very much, and the drivers rate the customers, and the customers rate the drivers.
Thank you. Please get in touch. Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, if nobody has questions, let's move on. Thanks, Victor. Great speech and answers. Next one is Fanera. Mr. Zaid promised to present us a new era for football fans. Am I right? Hi, Mo.
Hi, everyone. Do you hear me clearly? Hi.
Yeah, now it's okay. You can start.
Yeah, fantastic. Half of the world population are football fans. Indeed, football is the most seen, popular, invested sport in history. With over $40 billion industry. Believe it or not, there is no one single platform to bring those fans together. My name is Mohammed Kilani. I'm the CEO of Fanera, a new era for football fans and the first social network that's laser focused on people who love football. Think of us as the next Instagram for 3.5 billion fans around the world. In 2019, Fanera was featured as one of the top disruptive sports solutions in the world. Following year, we piloted Fanera in partnership with the host of the World Cup in Qatar. We have partnered with the top football influencers as to go market strategy, generated $60,000 in the last 6 months, and most importantly, we gained over 150,000 active users who spend 30 minutes a week flipping through dozens of content, which leads to 3.5 million interaction month over month. Aside from Omar and his follows, who are distracted with so many social networks, where football is just another topic among 100 or even 1,000 of other topics, sponsors and the clubs are struggling to connect with fans beyond the match time. During COVID, 40% of their revenue have been dropped because they are not connected with their fans. We built a 360-degree platform. The first pillar is a fan engagement, which is intuitive, scalable, and multilingual app where fans are surrounded with people who appreciate their stories. Friends, family, clubs, they can post as many pictures, videos, memes, and grow following with people who appreciate their story, and most importantly, engage with fan-generated content across the world. Although Fanera is providing an entertaining platform for fans, at the end of the day, it's meant for businesses. We built a fan CRM for clubs sponsors to connect with fans based on demographics and also access their data, analytics, and most importantly, sell merchandise. What makes us different than other competitors, we are dedicated, crowdsourced, personalized, and powered with AI gamification to add a new layer of customer discovery. Our business model basically is based on digital sponsorship for football sponsors, as well as affiliate marketing for clubs. By the way, last month we sold over 150 items on our platform. And we are proud to have a great team with over 70 collective years of experience. We have in common not only the passion for football, but also the eagerness to take Fanera to the next level. And as a matter of fact, all the 4 founders at least started 2 companies in their journey. As the next stage to growth, we are raising a pre-series A equity crowdfunding on WeFunder. And gladly to say we hit 50% of our target. We're aiming to introduce Fanera to new markets and launch the first NFT in the MENA region. So again, our vision is to shift fans from content consumer to content creator. And the final question, who is ready to join us in building a new era for 3.5 billion fans around the world? Thank you.
Thank you, Mom. Have the first question.
Henrietta, yes, please. Your question.
Yeah, hi. Thanks very much for the pitch. A couple of questions for me. Firstly, I know that in football, one of the biggest areas of growth is females football. I was wondering how you anticipate being able to engage with female fans, especially given that your board is entirely men. How do you anticipate engaging with those fans? And do you have plans to recruit or bring on more female participants in your board?
Yeah, lovely to hear your question. Actually, in reality, in the MENA region, statistically, 2% of women's sector are engaging in the stadium with football. However, on Fanera, we have 18%. And the reason is simply that we are building challenges where we integrate and we motivate women to tease their peers to engage with the game. And since we are providing a crowdsource, which means the content is created by people themselves, so this is another, let's say, a second screen for women's sector to engage with football in a more safe place. So we run challenges, we run contests, and also we specifically run campaigns for women. So last week, we brought a football influencers, a lady who's doing a freestyling, and we launch a challenge where we tease people to do similar movement similar to this football influencer. So we definitely take it into our account.
Thank you. And I did have one more question. I understand the need, and I do feel like this is a good need, but how do you really plan to like take on the Instagrams, the Twitters, just even in terms of space in people's phones? People have a lot of apps. I'm just wondering how you're going to be able to create the ecosystem that enables, you know, many millions of people to download your app and engage with it, as opposed to, you know, the apps they're currently using.
Actually, we don't see other social networks as direct competitors. And instead, we have integration in two ways where people can post from their other social media platform to Fanera, as well as share their content on other social media platforms. Again, we think that these platforms are wasting 4 hours of diehard fans like myself flipping through Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. So we thought, why not to create a home for the like-minded fans? And this is a huge target audience. And a matter of fact, the engagement for football is 3 times, for football fans is 3 times higher than any other engagement. So definitely we integrate with other social networks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Alexandra, a question, please.
Yes. Can you tell us about your month-over-month growth rate today in terms of customers and revenue, if you have?
Currently, we have 20% month-over-month growth in the user base and 30% in the revenue growth. And basically, we just launched our Fan CRM, and we believe it's a revolutionary for clubs to increase and extend their share of mind and wallet with their audience. So now we are in middle of talks with big clients in UAE, such as Ittihad, Health Sport, and other players in the region.
Thank you.
But I have to say that the MENA region is just a stepping stone until the World Cup, where Fanera has a great opportunity to become the official app. However, after that, we are going to introduce Fanera to different markets, as well as scale vertically to other sport types, such as American football, NBA, and others.
Your last question from Jim.
Thanks for the great presentation and the opportunity for the last question. So other than the social media, you mentioned about the competition or not the competing not with them. I'm wondering the apps of the football clubs themselves, they heavily invest in their own apps. So how will you compete or cooperate with that? How will you handle this situation?
Actually, each club, as you mentioned, they have their own apps. And what they communicate a traditional information about the matches and just to keep them connected. But as any average football fan, they wanted to belong to the bigger football community, where friends with other teams, with other global teams. So what we do, we integrate their store or let's say e-store and app information within our fan CRM. So it's 100% integrated, so they can just plug and play their merchandise, their ticket within our fan engagement app. And within a few clicks, they can run their campaigns, publish their advertisement, and connect 100% access content of their users. So again, they are hundreds of other apps, but they are focusing on the 90-minute match, while Fanera is shifting the focus on creating a bridge between fans to fans, regardless their differences, nationalities, colors, or even languages. Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you, Mo. Great, nice pitch. Next one is Pawpots. Jimmy.
Yes, hi everyone. Let me please share my screen and let me know if you see that. You see my screen?
Yeah.
Okay,
Let's
great.
start, please.
All right. So hi again, everyone. My name is Jimmy, and I'm the co-founder of Pawpots. So I adopted Stark 4 years ago, and from day one, he became a family member. So we needed to treat him right and provide him with the best lifestyle. First thing to do was to feed him. So I grabbed a bag of dry food from the supermarket as everyone else. After a couple of weeks, I started questioning if Stark will strive on dry food. Does he really like it? Is it really healthy for him? Imagine if you are forced to eat dry food your entire life. Would you like it? This is where in 2018, Jad and I decided to take action and give back the love to our pets by taking pet nutrition to the next level. And after lots of research and study, Pawpots was born. Pawpots is an online subscription service offering fresh, natural food for pets. It's your pet's digital nutritionist. Using smart algorithms, we customize each pet's diet based on their breed, age, weight, activity level, and more. So how it works, simply you fill in your pet's profile and pick the recipes. Then the meals will be delivered to your place, packed in daily portion. Just open one and serve. You can manage everything online, from the pet's profile to the subscriptions, payments, and so on. The global pet food market will reach $169 billion in 2029, with 35 billion in Europe and the Middle East, where the market is growing fast and still on dry food. Our goal is to have an omni-channel strategy, with the main channel being direct to customer online. We're also partnering with a network of vets who are big influencers on pet parents. Our revenue model is simple. It's a monthly subscription plan for dog meals, cat meals, and treats. There are similar services in North America and Western Europe, but most Europe and GCC countries are still on dry food. So we have the opportunity to be leaders and trendsetters. How do we know this? With very little marketing effort, we currently have more than 520 monthly subscribers, generating more than $120,000 per month. We have received to date a perfect 5-star rating from 100+ authentic reviews on different platforms. And we are very proud to say that we have been amongst the winners of different programs like Unleashed by Purina, Nestle, EBRD Star Venture Program, N5 Incubator in UAE, and Speed Accelerator in Lebanon. We are now launching in the UAE to replicate our success in Lebanon. For the UAE, our target is gain 3.9% of market share after 4 years, the equivalent of $14 million revenue. On the tech side, we're planning to make Pawpots the go-to platform when it comes to pet nutrition. New features will be added like Pet Manager to Educational Center and online vet services. We have the right team to scale globally. Christelle, Jad, and myself have 14 years experience each in managing and marketing products at a global level. And we're all pet lovers. Thank you, and I'll open it now for questions.
Thanks, Jimmy.
Thank you for great speech. Okay. Henrietta, a question, please?
Yes, hi. Thanks so much for sharing. Very interesting and a really growing market. I was just wondering, how do you anticipate how are you able to differentiate versus the competition? I know that right now, potentially in Lebanon and the UAE, you don't have that many competition, but for example, in Europe, we're seeing a lot of companies very similar, who I imagine are going to be like treading on your toes very soon. So yes, I was just wondering if you could talk us through that a little bit more.
Yeah, so actually, we do compare ourselves today to these companies you're talking about in North America or Europe. And one of the things that we do more advanced than them is at the customization level. So for example, we have 18 portions of food to really avoid any weighing or measuring when it comes to the customers. So this is at the convenience level. These companies that you're talking about, they do have the healthy food, the healthy, fresh cooked food, but they still have specific portions where, as a customer, depending on the size of your pet, you will still need to measure or weigh depending on your dog's daily need. This is one thing. The other thing where we're going also more advanced in our plan is at the tech level. So we're thinking of adding much more when it comes to our online platform. For example, live chat with a vet, rate a vet, find a vet services, plus much more when it comes to educational center from articles, blogs, and such services. We're right now discussing with one potential partner to have this pre-diagnosis. Of course, this doesn't replace a vet, but a pre-diagnosis. If your dog or cat has a certain symptoms, you can get an initial recommendation on what to do or to go consult a vet. Or so our tech platform is one of the differentiators when it comes to competition.
Thank you, Mr. Ahmed.
Thank you for the presentation. What is your expansion strategy? You will, I mean, the countries, the cities, and so on.
Yes. So right now we are expanding in the UAE. We are launching in UAE because we think the UAE is a very good stepping stone towards the Middle East, and succeeding in the UAE we find has a big visibility, let's say. So if we succeed here, most of the Middle East countries will become easier to penetrate. And then we are working also, we already started working with a franchising consultant, which we are seeing and they are seeing that we do have a star candidate when it comes to franchising. So from the recipes to our online platform to our processes, franchising is one of the expansion strategies we're looking at also after the UAE.
Thank you.
Thank you. Any other questions, guys? Yes, please, Albert.
Hi, thank you for the presentation. I just have a question on the operational level. So,
yes,
where are the meals actually prepared? Do you own your own kitchens? Is this outsourced? And how does delivery work? Again, do you own a fleet? Do you outsource a fleet?
All right. So when it comes to preparing the meals, so our meals are prepared fresh, frozen, and then delivered frozen to the customers. In Lebanon and in the UAE, we are actually having our own kitchens. So we're getting our own kitchen ready in the UAE. When it comes to delivery, we outsource those. We outsource those to delivery companies that have their own cold chain trucks and fleet, basically. We like to outsource as much as possible. In the UAE, it wasn't easy to outsource due to the licensing requirements, but in other countries, outsourcing even the preparation of the meals is a possibility because, of course, it reduces a lot the capex and helps us launch faster in any country.
What about health and safety?
Health and safety when it comes to the kitchen or the food, you mean?
Correct. The food prepared in the kitchen.
We're actually following, even though in the UAE today, we're under a animal food trading license. Our kitchen, we have 2 experts on board in food safety, human food safety. And we try to build our kitchen and follow the HACCP requirements as much as possible. So you can say that we prepare our food following the human food standards.
Thank you. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Timmy. Well done. We need to move on. And the last but not least, our startup for today, AS2 Systems Ltd. Represented by Lee Drinkwater.
Hi, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yeah. Is it your real surname?
It's my real surname. There's a long story behind it. I'll tell you when I don't have 3 minutes. Obviously, we're short on time today, so if it's okay with you guys, I'll jump straight in. In short, we've developed a 100% proprietary command and control system that can give you autonomous control over any vehicle or any vessel, however big or complex. Anyone with any interest in autonomy has seen vast amounts of money poured into the autonomous vehicle and vessel market over the last 5 or 6 years. With the rush to market, most of these organizations are utilizing third-party off-the-shelf software and hardware and operating systems such as Linux. These operating systems are vulnerable and they're easily hacked. If it is hacked, then what? What happens? What happens to the rest of your fleet if somebody with bad intentions wants to cause damage, or God forbid, even worse? It's impossible to build a great product if it's based on weak foundations. Here's a visual representation of what I'm talking about. On the left-hand side, the bulk of the market. As you can see, the layers of stacks of software and hardware all create vulnerabilities and potential failure points, and our approach on the right-hand side. So what makes us different? We've created a 100% self-contained, intellectually proprietary system on a chip. It's 100% secure from hacking. It can be utilized on any vehicle or platform, any vehicle or vessel. And because of its speed, it has huge advantages for machine learning and AI interfaces. And one of our major USPs is that you're able to integrate third-party equipment and sensors without the necessity to share valuable IP information. In fact, Apple has just, all of their new MacBooks have moved to a system on a chip specifically for that reason. Our business model is quite simple. It's a hub and spoke model. We work with existing manufacturers of vehicles and vessels that don't have an autonomous offering, allowing them to penetrate the market quickly and then compete with their own sales channels and their own existing marketplaces. Essentially speeding up any autonomous aspirations by over 5 years. We've got traction, we've had contracts completed, and there's a few pending and ongoing. We've got a $4.6 million weighted forecast, which translates into about a $6.7 million pipeline over the next 24 months. Multiple MOUs and LOIs, and we've got some joint ventures, 3 of them with ownership stakes between 5 and 25%. There's a snapshot of our projections on the right-hand side and some addressable markets in the middle. We've had the benefit of being able to examine many of our competitors' technology up close. It's not secure, it's dated, and there's a very, very real potential for it to be unsafe. We know what we have is better on many fronts, if not all, because we specifically designed it that way. Thank you all for the opportunity to have a chat. Happy to answer any questions here or offline.
Thank you, Lee. Alexander, let's start from you.
Lee, can you explain? I just did not understand. Do you generate revenue, or you are going to generate it in the near?
We're already generating revenue.
And who are your clients?
Platform builders at the moment, because my background is in defense. I focused on sort of naval and military type forces, or builders of vehicles for those end users. But the addressable markets that we have in terms of, we've got a joint venture with electric vehicles, and then further down the line, autonomy, and precision agriculture being a huge, and transport also being huge addressable markets. But we need to get to that stage.
And who are your competitors today?
There are a number of competitors in the market. One of the common factors is because they utilize third-party software and operating systems, it doesn't allow them to be vehicle agnostic, so they can't touch into different markets. So, for example, you can't have a maritime provider provide a DHL, for example, for autonomous delivery. We've got addressable markets in space as well, which all of this technology is agnostic, so we can touch into all of them, and our competitors can't at this stage.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Valid?
Hi, thank you for the presentation. And I think they are pretty much bold claims in your presentation.
Yes, sir.
In terms of relying on Linux and all this stuff. First, I would again sort of validate the hypothesis saying that Linux is not a secure system. The second thing is that again, coming to Alexander's question, is like, have you validated this with clients or here? Because again, have you validated this with, where do you stand from NVIDIA, from autonomous stuff, from Momenta, from all this stuff? Because we understand the issues that could revolve into being vehicle agnostic, or getting drive-by-wire sort of stuff to get into autonomy after that. But again, I would love to see some validation. You know, George Hotz, whom we work with for some time, when he brought Como.ai and he said he's a famous hacker in the world, and we've been working on open source project Como.ai into reverse engineering vehicles. Again, he took about 3-4 years to validate his hypothesis. So I just need to know about the validation. Is it based on clients you've been working with, or based with chip manufacturers, or what sort of validation we're looking for here?
Yeah, it's not so much the chips. These are direct comparisons that we've had. We've had the opportunity to work with other system providers in a previous role before we set up AS2 Systems. So we've made direct comparisons. The ability to integrate other systems without utilizing or without the sharing of IP. I've got some direct experiences of that I can share with you offline. Yeah, I mean, these are literally direct comparisons, and then obviously like for like comparisons with systems that we've provided in the past.
Thank you. Would love to take this conversation offline. Thank you.
Okay, sir. No problem.
Thank you.
And that was our last startup, right, Kate?
Yeah, sure.
Startups, congratulations, you're all done. You can do now and just wait for the results. And they are on the way to go. Dear judges, you have exactly 1 minute to finish voting. Please put marks under each startup you've heard today. You can change your marks if you changed your mind. And in a little 40 seconds, I will talk to our official judges, discovering who are their favorites. By this time, all the votes will be closed, and they will be published in a little while. So don't worry to disclose your favorites. It will not influence anything. Just get prepared to talk to me in that. Okay, 10 more seconds to go. So judges, be on a hurry, finish voting, because we need to select the best startup from this region to be at the cup, Unicorn Cup. And we already know winners from Latin America, from Asia, I guess. What else did we have? It's Central and Eastern Europe. Yes, so this region is really crucial. We need to select the best ones. Okay, please close the votes, and I will talk to our official judges. Official judges, open your cameras. I need to see your sparkling eyes. Alexandra, you even unmuted yourself. You'll be my first one to talk to. So please tell me, you know biotech that you deeply love in this contest, but some really interesting solutions. So who were your favorites and why?
You know, today it was really hard to choose the best startup, because there were a lot of good startups with traction, with growth, with real problems. And at the end, I decided that I put the best mark to the startup which tried to solve not the problem, not today's problem, but the problems of tomorrow. So it is AS2 Systems.
Okay, so you think he'll be #1 today?
I'm not sure, because there are a lot of judges and everybody has his opinion, but this is my choice.
Okay, very good. We have official judge joined us a little bit later. He didn't have a chance to present himself when all other judges did. Babatunde Ogunleye Johnson, he is official judge from Nigeria, and he is partner at the Le Blue Ventures Ltd. Babatunde, great to have you finally with us. Please tell us, did you have time to hear the best speeches today, and who are your favorites today?
Thank you very much, Anna. And I guess I probably have to maybe teach you a bit of language lessons. so that you can pronounce my name better.
Oh yeah, please do. Yes, I need it. Like being all over the globe, I sometimes encounter such difficulties. So please, I'll appreciate it.
Not a problem at all. Just to echo some of Alexander's comments, it's quite exciting, really, listening to the caliber of companies, across the region that we're pitching today. And kudos to the Unicorn Battle team, really, for scouting, the very, very best, from different countries. And I managed to jump off of some meetings to actually hear all the pitches. And just like Alexander, it's been a tough call to say, which company or which, because they're all addressing really, really interesting, unique problems. And so yeah, to me, I think the pitches today are a bit close, so to say, in terms of their competitiveness. But in terms of preferences for me personally, Nigeria, I'm very passionate about Africa and pushing Africa into the digital age across sectors. So I'm a bit more biased towards companies that are addressing what I consider fundamental problems on the continent, especially to drive Africa into the digital economy. So with that in mind, a couple of startups that stood out for me, and you could probably guess this already. So one of it would be Duhqa.
Okay.
Can you hear me clearly?
Can you please mute startup number 7?
Yeah, so Duhqa, is a startup I'm quite excited about for many reasons. The retail space in Africa, whether in Nigeria, Kenya, or pretty much across the continent, maybe excluding South Africa and North Africa, is quite fragmented. You have so many small shops, all over the place. The question is, how can you cost effectively bring them into the digital ecosystem, right? And that's what Duhqa is looking to do. And
absolutely.
Yeah, so let me stop there.
Okay, thank you very much for your opinion. And let's jump to Turkey, to Kvilicim. Kvilicim, we have seen some Turkish startups today, and of course, they are not your favorites, right? You're also for Kenya startups, so maybe.
Yeah, I don't want to reveal. I don't want to reveal the names that I gave the points because for the first time in the Unicorn Battles history of mine, I gave the top points for more than one startup. So again, for the first time, normally I can easily detect the first 3 very easily. This time, I think I cannot that easily detect the first 3. So I want to state that this batch was absolutely attractive and there were really, really great companies among the presenters. So I am with the same enthusiasm with you, wondering very, very much the winners of today.
Okay, no names.
No, because for the first time, as I said, I proved the top points of me for more than one startup.
Okay, thank you.
When you call a name, you are vulnerable, because.
Oh, come on! That's what. Why online events are better than offline? Nobody can chase you and tell you that you are not right.
Can chase you in LinkedIn.
Okay. Well, like Alexander, maybe we should do some judge protection program or something like that, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay, then we should go to Sunville. From a South African perspective, we had seen some, as Babatunda told us, some really great African startups, great startups from Turkey, from United Arab Emirates. No South African startups, unfortunately, hoping to see them next time. But what do you think? Who are your favorites?
Yeah, no, there was quite a few today, but I think I'm going to be very biased today because I'm like my colleague based in South Africa. I'm also very focused for African entrepreneurs to get into the digital space as well as fintech. I think I would go with Duhqa because I find that space is very, very still much that can be worked and can be expanded in the retail space. So I would love to reach out to Duhqa as well and see how we can help them push the platform into the various spaces in Africa, South Africa. So there's a big market for that. I know that. As well with, I think with the cryptocurrency pay platform, we can see how we can utilize the platform and grow it more. So yeah, I'm very much for South Africa and Africa. That's my heartbeat. That's my focus. So we would love to work with those entrepreneurs. So that is my bias.
Okay. Okay,
Yeah.
you can do that. You're official judge, you can do whatever you want. And let's go to Egypt. Okay, Albert, please summarize everything that had been at the battle. I would like to thank you personally for being an active judge. It's really a great help to all startups to hear this feedback and to answer your questions, because every question you ask them makes them grow more and more. So thank you very much. My personal thank you. But who did you like the most and why?
Well, first and foremost, thank you for putting all of this together. But you made it quite difficult for me, actually, because like my fellow judges, I have more than one favorite. So you made this quite difficult by choosing some amazing startups. I think I particularly enjoyed the ones that have issues that resonate with the market that I currently operate in North Africa. And I think anything around fintech and debt consolidation has massive room to grow. And this is one of my areas of passion as well. So I really enjoyed Datacultr. And if I'd be more than happy to help them out. I've worked with several companies who operate in a similar space. The continent is huge. And there's so much potential for solutions like that to be rolled out. High percentage of the population in the market I operate in are unbanked. So I could just see this as flying in Egypt.
All right. Okay, that's really interesting. Thank you, Albert.
Thank you.
Kate, you're smiling at me. That means you know who the winner is. Our official judge is even close.
Yeah, but it's a secret now.
Okay, let's see it. Okay.
Okay, so third place today goes to BrandFace. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Okay.
Wonderful.
Okay, so silver medalist of our competition today is Pawpots.
Pawpots, wonderful.
Yeah, and the winner of Unicorn Battle Middle East and Africa is AS2 Systems.
Yoo-hoo!
Congratulations,
AS2. Get ready for the Unicorn Cup finals. They're just in 1 month and 5 days. November 10th.
Congrats.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Wow, thank you so much, everybody.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations.
Very overwhelmed.
Congratulations, guys.
Yes, it was really wonderful. And you outperformed your competitors. You have this spark to do it. So really, really great.
Maybe our expert board want to add something. Maybe they also have opinions about this.
Still 8 minutes to go. The floor is open. We are not muting everyone. You're free to speak.
John, what was your most favorable startup today?
Me?
Yeah.
Oh, what's the name? The Turkish one.
There were 2 Turkish startups. Which one?
Both are great, and BrandFace.
Okay, number 3 then.
Thanks, John.
And also, I'm interested in the sports. Which one is it? Fanera's?
Fanera, yeah. I agree. There were a lot of interesting startups. Gary.
That's wonderful. We finished with
no AI today. No AI.
Well, there's some AI, right? Because if you look at A2 Systems, I mean, I can sense that they're there. They just don't talk about it that much. But I got to tell you, you've done an incredible job one more time. And each time that I come to these unicorn battles, I see the quality of the startups dramatically go up. So, congratulations to the entire team, because you're doing a really good job with it. But I feel the AI that's there when they're speaking. So they don't mention it, but it's there.
Yeah,
Wonderful.
What was your choice today?
Well, I like A2 Systems because cybersecurity is really important. And when you look at the number of devices that are going to be deployed with self-driving cars and autonomous vehicles being vulnerable, I like the idea of being able to have it on a chip so that the nefarious characters can't take us over. So I think that that's, especially today, it's critically important. So it's interesting for me. I'm intrigued.
Wonderful. Great, Gary. And we have a special guest. Hi, Ellie. I see you put on your screen, Ellie from Fiverr. Well, what's the right way to put it? Fiverr, yes. The biggest chain of entrepreneurs. Did you like our selection of startups? How does it look from Israel perspective of you?
Yeah, it looks great. It's the second one that I'm attending. And I think the network that you've created, both from like savvy entrepreneurs or investors, and we call them like ecosystem supporters or startup enablers, and on the other hand, like great startups who come with a good pitch, like, and everything is working great. We love that. In Fiverr, we have every kind of organization. 1 minute, sorry, I'll grab a quieter place. We have any type of organizations that use Fiverr, from small businesses, SMBs, flower shops, to heavy tech startups. But startups specifically, it's one of our favorite crowds. First of all, we were a startup not so long ago. We IPO'd 2 years ago, went through the same journey that is unique, but it kind of like similar roller coasters for a lot of startups. And we partner almost with every player in the ecosystem. Because, on Fiverr, when you come, and I invite you to connect with me on LinkedIn, and also visit the page that we created together with you guys, with Unicorn.Events, with Unicorn Battles. You can really do much more when you outsource a lot of things and you focus on your core technology, focus on meeting investors, focus on taking meetings, and not spending your time on doing presentations and things like that. And it's great to see that already now we see startups that are referring to the current situation, because this is something we were focusing on, helping a lot of startups to deal with the new environment, a new way that business operate in the world post-corona, or not even post.
Wonderful. Thank you, Ellie, for being with us. And this is great because we have lots and lots of partners joining us, and really encourage you, if you're leading startup or VC community in your city, region, country, whatever, reach out to me and we'll do a great unicorn pitch, especially with you. Alexander, you're raising hand?
Yes. I just want to add, if Ellie already made an IPO for Fiverr, so it can be an advisor for our startups also in this process. Ellie?
Sure thing.
Okay, I'll talk about it offline then. Okay, hi, Valet.
Hi, actually, it's been very high quality startups today. As everybody agreed, that it's been difficult to look at who's the winner. I think AS2 has done a very good job. That's my favorite. The second thing, perhaps, I sort of is Duhqa, because the supply chain and retail post pandemic, especially the mid and small size, they're facing a huge crisis. And there's a pitch deck I have looked at in the States some time back, that this guy's margin is shrink to 1%. So this is something that require a lot of digital transformation, a lot of look into. And congratulations for the guys who have won, and we look forward to see them, like in the final thing. Thank you very much.
Hopefully, thank you very much. And we need to round up. I really appreciate you coming to our Unicorn Battles. One more battle this week. We are going to California, all the way to Silicon Valley, that is celebrating 50 years of creation, of changing the status of the whole entrepreneurs world. And it will be in Unicorn Battle, California, this Thursday, and only 4 battles left before the Unicorn Cup World Finals, so be sure to attend all of them. Great discoveries, every battle. Thank you, girls. Thank you,
Thank you.
judges, for attending. It was a great event. See you all online again.
Thanks for
Bye-bye.
having
Thank you. Bye. Bye.
Bye-bye,
Thank you,
everybody.
everyone. See you
Thank
you.
next time.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.